They do not want flat hair anymore, right? So definitely embrace it. So check it out. So Shola came in the other day, and we've been looking for big chops, and I put her hair back, and I'm able to see what the difference between the relaxed or the straight ends or the broken ends from her beautiful curl pattern.
One second, Dickey, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt him. We will be rotating the crowd so that the people in the back will be able to come around and see as he's doing her hair. So if we can have some kind of control for the crowd to kind of do the rotating, okay.
But yeah, and just be prepared to move and groove, okay, and to watch what's happening just kind of organically. But so back to Shola's hair. So the only time you can really see your true texture is when it's wet and has conditioner, which is why I'm always telling women with kinky or curlier textures to wet your hair. I don't care how often you wet your hair. You can wet it up to as many times a day as you want. That means clean and condition. So water cleans and hydrates. If any of you ever took chemistry or science, and I did, but I have a 9th grade education, so I don't remember much of it, but I do remember the source of hydration was water. And so water does not dry your hair out. But remember, most of you have culturally been conditioned to think that, or wore styles that kept you from shampoo to shampoo, right? And those styles were generally straight styles, or they were braids, or it was a method that put your hair texture away. It wasn't necessarily to celebrate it and have it out and open, right? So it was difficult for you to really grasp hold to what water and conditioner or incorporating your hair care and styling routine into your shower routine to really fully embrace it. But you all know whenever you see a curl pattern, your hair is usually wet and has conditioner on it. The one thing you won't do to it. So, but it's the one way that I'm able to recognize where the beautiful part of her texture is when it's soft and wet. So we're going to depart with her straight hair. And that's where I'm able to accurately see. So she can, it's funny because when she had her head back the other day, and trust me, that was a $250 haircut. But the beauty of her texture kind of overrid that. And so now I wanted to share that with you to see how great and how much definition a texture that's not naturally flat and greasy, but is naturally dry. And once you condition it and keep it conditioned, you can really able to see definition, elongation. Wash and wear only means elongation and moisture and versatility. Something that Taren talks about all the time, which is why we get on so well. Because
why, Amy, color your hair like that?
Why, Amy, color your hair like that? But when I think of hair, we're not a natural hair salon. I do a mean relaxer, but not because if there's anything compromising going on, it's not because I dislike natural hair is why we're relaxing hair. It might be a texture that really is suitable for relaxing hair, and that person is not interested in natural hair. That's good, but at the end of the day, it's not to negate what your natural texture is and to have you learn about it so that it looks beautiful. But at the end of the day, it's to get you to understand that your texture, if cared for properly, it has much more versatility than any other texture. So you have a texture that wears great natural. You have a texture that wears straight natural. And all wash and wear or co-washing and all those terms that you hear about are, if you implement them, then they offer more versatility for your texture to wear it straight without heat damage. Because how many of you don't use heat? How many of you don't use heat because I ain't using heat no more because probably you were caring for your hair improperly. This may not be across the board, and then someone came along and blew dry your hair that wasn't interested in your natural texture, and you wound up with damaged ends, right? And you said, I'm not doing that again. You can't do that to natural hair. Well, that's not true. 99% of the shampoos in the entire market before Jesus was for not your hair texture. And so think of the thousands of textures shampoos out there that are sudsing shampoos that were never meant for textures that are naturally dry. When you start to think of your hair texture like skincare, like oily skin versus dry skin versus combination skin, and it becomes more texture specific or customized, then you start to get real versatility out of your texture. So get ready, check it out.
Uh-oh. Are you ready? What's your name? Shola. Shola. Why are you ready?
After seeing all the hair tonight, he's gorgeous. And I've been ready for a while. I've been transitioning, I'm ready.
That's one thing, you gotta be ready.
The good texture from the straight stuff. Can you all see this?
Yeah.
Right? Can you see? You can't see? Can you see where her hair is curly and the ends are straight? You can see that. I know you can.
So Dickey, are you gonna make it cute?
Yes, absolutely. Cute is the only word. If I start talking about natural hair and you don't look cute, you're gonna go back to a relaxer, and I'm not having it, right? And I don't want you to regress into that texture or that method that's really not working for you. So at the end of the day, education means the ability to fall in love with your hair texture.
So I have a question. I think a few people have the same concern. We throw the word co-washing around. Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay.
So we throw the word co-washing around, and I remember when you did my hair, and you said that co-washing is important before straightening, or deep conditioning is important before straightening at least 3 or 4 days before, right? Right. So how do you?
That happen? When that happened? Oh, you conditioned your hair after your.
Yeah.
After your,
no, I deep conditioned a day before and then a day after.
Right.
And it damaged a little bit.
A little bit, right?
Yes.
But you had a looser curl pattern up there. But more importantly, the ideal of co-washing means that if you understand what it means to your hair texture, then 3 days of wash and wear styling equals a great blowout. Because now you're using heat on top of hair that's been fully moisturized and it blows out without any excessive heat. Now when you dry the hair out for a whole week and keep it away from the one thing that it wants, then you get that heat damage. And the ideal is that you're really incorporating all this, because wearing a straight style becomes something that of choice, and it's reasonable because it's cold and dry outside that you're going to get a blow dry. You're not blow drying because you're not interested or you haven't fell in love with your natural hair. That's what this really means.
So if I wore this fro without wetting it for a whole week, do not straighten.
Do not straighten it. Please don't do that. Right? You'll be mad. You'll be mad at me. You'll call me all kind of things on